You won't believe what just transpired between Evelyn Lozada and Jennifer Williams. Jennifer finally made the decision to speak up. And not just speak up, but come out swinging with audacious claims and receipts that no one saw coming. After all these years of tension, drama, and unsaid words. This isn't just another trivial reality TV dispute, I assure you. It feels deeply personal and, to be honest, long overdue. Although the history of the Basketball Wives stars has always been complex, Jennifer's recent remarks completely altered everything, and yes, this is where things get interesting. The drama began in Basketball Wives' first season and didn't start all at once. According to their outward appearance, Jennifer and Evelyn were initially friends. Jennifer was renowned for her composed demeanor. She stayed in her lane and avoided getting into arguments or creating mayhem.
Red flag.
Don't be trying to be funny when motherfuckers is already funnier.
Go take a breather.
Yeah, had a champagne.
Okay, go take a breather.
Yeah.
Conversely, Evelyn was a firecracker from the start. Brash, loud, and always willing to take on someone. Despite having completely different personalities, they were able to maintain their relationship until things began to change. It was little things at first. Disagreements over friends, indifferences of opinion, but the group's actual disintegration was when it began to break up. Jennifer didn't support Evelyn as she had hoped. Instead, she took sides with other people, which felt like a huge betrayal to Evelyn. Their friendship took a different turn after that one action. It was genuine. It wasn't merely drama for the cameras. Every scene they shared after that showed the awkward tension and the hurt on Evelyn's face. What is unique about this story? It was never really fixed. Their distance from one another only widened. Although Jennifer made an effort to avoid the mess, Evelyn wouldn't have it. Things became unsightly as the seasons changed. After Evelyn began dating NFL player Chad Ochocinco, her private life became a major plot point. Jennifer expressed her thoughts about the relationship openly and made it apparent that she had reservations about Chad. She was cautious, which annoyed Evelyn, but she wasn't attempting to be hateful, at least not overtly. Evelyn wanted complete support, but she received resistance, which further strained their already tenuous friendship. The startling thing is that what might have remained private went viral on social media. Evelyn and Jennifer began attacking one another on the internet with comments, tweets, and posts. Everything became messy, public, and never-ending. They weren't merely disparaging one another, they were bringing up the past, revealing each other's private issues, and showing fans how terrible things had gotten. People couldn't turn away because this was real life and no longer just for show. The fire was fueled by each post. Jennifer would respond to Evelyn's posts about phony friends with a mysterious message of her own. Supporters began taking sides. Some thought Jennifer was finally displaying her full strength, while others thought Evelyn was the victim. After that, Jennifer fell silent. However, that quiet didn't last long because she suddenly returned and revealed everything in a brand new interview. Jennifer became more forthcoming than ever before.
You to say, who was I talking to? Talking about my kid.
Okay.
You don't got kids.
Talking about
you
my
kids.
And
So
you
you don't
talking
know
about
about their mother.
She described Evelyn as dishonest, cruel, and manipulative. Jennifer claims that Evelyn had been engaging in a shady game behind the scenes for many years. She claimed that Evelyn created drama to maintain her relevance, even at the expense of her loved ones. Jennifer claimed that she kept quiet to safeguard the program and the participants, but she was done now. No matter how messy it got, she wanted the truth to be known. Jennifer's pain and frustration were audible as her voice trembled. This was now about betrayal, shattered trust, and years of emotional harm rather than reality TV. Jennifer claimed that she had once trusted Evelyn like a sister, but that had all been destroyed. She tried to maintain harmony for a long time, but Evelyn persisted in pushing and prodding, and finally Jennifer lost it. Just when everyone thought things couldn't get any more intense, Jennifer began posting mysterious posts about herself on Instagram, leaving fans wondering what exactly she was going to reveal. After Jennifer's interview caused a stir, fans thought perhaps Evelyn would also come out swinging, but no, she played it cool. At least on the outside. We all knew who she was referring to. It was a classic, but she never mentioned Jennifer's name. Jennifer was bringing receipts and Evelyn was tactful but incisive. The most absurd thing about Evelyn's silent shade throwing is that it was obvious they were both playing a game, albeit a very different one. However, Jennifer continued to hint that something more significant was on the horizon. One of her posts read, "Sometimes silence is the most dangerous weapon." Everyone was talking after hearing that one sentence. What was she trying to say? What did she not want to say? When she gave another hint, this time even more direct, fans began searching through previous episodes, rewatching interviews, and wondering if there had been signs all along. "You played with the wrong one," she wrote. "The clock is ticking." People realized then that this was more than just sentimental speech. Jennifer had a plan. Let me tell you, Jennifer's silence over the years wasn't a sign of weakness. Rather, it was a collection of all the lies, shady remarks, and phony apologies that she was now prepared to reveal. The unique aspect of this story is that Jennifer was attempting to change the narrative that Evelyn had dominated for so long, not just clap back.
Yes, get the off me.
I know what it's like to see red and go for the jugular, but this is way too much.
You will like my daughter,
The situation became even more bizarre, though, when those close to the show began to divulge little bits of information. According to quiet rumors, Jennifer had evidence that could completely change Evelyn's image, including texts, direct messages, and possibly even recorded phone conversations. Rumors spread quickly. Had Evelyn always been the bad guy? Had she changed the plots behind the scenes to paint Jennifer as the villain? Those who had previously supported Evelyn were now undecided. Jennifer suddenly stopped looking resentful and instead appeared intelligent. Evelyn conducted an interview while fans were still gasping for air. She maintained her composure, called Jennifer's remarks desperate, and smiled throughout the questions. She asserted that Jennifer had moved on and that she was merely trying to remain relevant. But the problem is that people who have truly moved on don't continue to make dubious posts or engage in circle talk. Evelyn claimed not to care, but her behavior belied her words. The back and forth went on, but this is how things began to go south because there were more people watching than ever before. The heat started to get to the other cast members. Fans noticed that Malaysia unfollowed Evelyn on Instagram after initially remaining silent. Fans believed that a quote that Brandy posted was directed at Jennifer. In a live broadcast, Jackie, who is always the wild card, alluded to the fact that some people had been lying for years and that the truth was gradually coming to light.
Sleeping with your ex. Sleeping with who?
Shawnee, I swear on my kids.
That I told you that? No, you didn't tell me.
So where is it coming from?
Don't look at me because I didn't say it. She told me.
When fans realized that this wasn't just about two women fighting, but also about power, control, and who gets to tell the story for years, destiny took an unexpected turn. The ripple effect started as alliances were changing, lines were being drawn, and the conflict between Jennifer and Evelyn was about to drag everyone into the fire. Jennifer was reclaiming the power that Evelyn had previously held. Fans thought that perhaps things would calm down after Evelyn's polished interview, but that was only a prelude to the storm because Jennifer immediately said something that rocked the fan. She shared a screen grab. On the surface, it appeared to be a friendly message between castmates and nothing particularly noteworthy, but when people compared the dates, read between the lines, and zoomed in, it went against what Evelyn had stated in a public interview months prior. It became clear that Jennifer was actually fact-checking Evelyn in real time, not just talking. The startling thing is that this one screenshot started a domino effect. In order to bring back tweets from years ago, fans began removing receipts and reposting old videos. Evelyn's purported truth began to crumble as her previous remarks suddenly seemed less pure. The audience started to doubt everything. Was Evelyn manipulating the story from the beginning, or was Jennifer the true victim all along? A viewer commented, "It's like watching a Lifetime movie unfold in real life. The last chapter belongs to Jennifer." But this is where things start to get interesting. Jennifer continued after that single post. Oh no, she left a voicemail after that. The voice was too familiar, but she didn't identify the source. It was a woman laughing, making shady comments, trash talking another cast member, and obviously attempting to cause trouble. People were certain Evelyn was the one. If that's the case, it would validate Jennifer's claims that Evelyn thrived on drama, even in the background, in order to maintain her position of dominance. Even so, Evelyn maintained her composure in public. She continued to smile and make subtle jabs, but she shied away from overt drama, which only made matters worse for her because it begs the question of what they are actually concealing when one person calmly denies accusations while the other drops concrete evidence. Other cast members, meanwhile, were being drawn in without even attempting. When fans discovered that Malaysia had liked one of Jennifer's posts, the once numeral country was suddenly pulled into the fray. Fans began accusing Evelyn of being disloyal. In a podcast episode, Jackie, who doesn't mind a little fire, stated, "Some people play innocent, but behind the scenes, they're puppeteers." Everyone thought she was referring to Evelyn. This story is unique because for once, Jennifer, the reserved one, is in charge. She holds the microphone, reveals details gradually, keeps everyone interested, and does so without yelling or fighting. She is simply letting the facts do the talking. She gained more respect as a result of that change. Since Jennifer was clearing her name after years of being portrayed as the resentful, dubious one, it was no longer about pettiness, but rather just Jennifer's hint that the biggest reveal hadn't even been made yet is the most absurd part. She once remarked, "Do you guys think this is tea? Hold on while I pour the entire pot." The fans went crazy. What could surpass voice notes and receipts in importance? Was there something about Evelyn that no one knew about? Something so harmful that it would permanently alter how people perceived her? Jennifer continued to heighten the tension. Evelyn sensed that each post, message, and tiny disclosure was like a breadcrumb guiding followers to something enormous. Her Instagram story began to become less, "I'm unbothered," and more, "I've been through a lot," as well as darker and more emotional. She began discussing the falsity of loyalty, sisterhood, and betrayal in her captions. She seemed to be preparing for the impact because she knew something significant was about to happen. Fans saw Jennifer had revealed everything, but then she revealed something unexpected. It was a brief, grainy video clip that was obviously not intended for public viewing and was taken from a phone. Evelyn was heard speaking to a producer in the video. Her tone was composed but piercing, and her words, "If she doesn't start drama, I will," sent shockwaves through the audience. "I'm not going to be sidelined, and this season needs heat." That's it. People began to fully believe Jennifer at that point. You'll be shocked by what transpired next. Within hours, the video went viral and everyone was talking about it. Fans began editing Evelyn's fictitious crying scenes and this behind-the-scenes confession side by side on blogs after it was picked up. Even some of Evelyn's most devoted fans began to criticize her in the harsh comments. The evidence was there, even though they didn't. Everyone else had been a pawn in Evelyn's game, and Jennifer wasn't overstating things. The startling thing is that Evelyn didn't go live to clear her name, nor did she post a lengthy explanation or deny the video. Rather, she vanished. For days, there was only silence. No posts, tweets, or interviews, and that silence spoke louder than any words could. People began to say, "She's guilty, and she knows it." It got messy at this point because some even claimed she was planning to leave the show before the season premiere. Because there was so much public drama, the Basketball Wives producers had no choice but to re-edit the first few episodes, adding some of Jennifer's receipts, revealing more of her side, and highlighting Evelyn's previously cut manipulative moments. The network was obviously aware that this feud was now the main focus of the program, and Jennifer had completely rewritten the story to suit her interests. The actors began vocally taking sides. Jackie stated on a different podcast that the crown doesn't always fall. You can't be queen forever. Malaysia shared a selfie of herself with Jennifer along with the caption, "Real, recognize real." According to Brandy, truth always finds its way. The change had clearly occurred. Evelyn, the former Basketball Wives queen, was now the subject of the inquiry. The season's latest teaser featured the most dramatic scene. Noreen, Karen's James, DMs Asoft. Jennifer can be seen sitting at a table and calmly stating, "You've lied long enough, now it's my turn." Evelyn stares back silently as the camera pans to her. There was silence, no smirk, no response. One line became a meme, and fans were yelling about it. It was popular, and Jennifer had obviously prevailed in the public battle. The way that power changed without a single drink being thrown or scream off in a hallway is what makes this story so memorable. Jennifer played it strategically, slowly, and intelligently. She allowed Evelyn to reveal herself before rushing to tell everything. The audience was captivated by that. This feud was unique because of that. It was about survival, reputation, truth, and manipulation, not just trivial TV drama. Evelyn's future on the show is now in doubt after Jennifer entered with receipts, but left with dignity. As the new face of Basketball Wives, Jennifer once was the quiet one, is receiving accolades. The big question still stands. Will Evelyn come back and fight back, or has Jennifer officially changed the game forever? The finale hasn't even aired yet, and already people are discussing a complete cast shakeup. Leave a comment below with your thoughts. Which side do you support?